عليكم السلام. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. ما بعد. The 18th lesson, washing the dead body and performing the funeral. Or 16, huh? 8. Yes, janazah. You were washing the dead body, huh? Washing the dead. When a Muslim is confirmed dead, his eyes must be closed and his jaws brought together. It came in the hadith when Abu Salama passed away, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned إذا قبض الروح تبعه البصر. When the soul is taken, the vision follows that. So the soul goes up and the vision goes up. So that's why it's sunnah to close the eyes. Number 2, when washing the dead body, the whole body, beginning with the exposed parts of ablution, must be washed. The abdomen is gently squeezed and followed by washing of the anus and the the private organs using a wet piece of cloth. So we don't touch the private part of the dead directly. Okay, there should be a piece. Okay, and why we push? Because we don't want the najasa to be there. Yes, using a wet piece of cloth. Normal ablution will then be performed. The body is washed starting with the head and beard using water mixed with the leaves of cedar, lot tree, if available. The right side must be washed before the left side, and the body must be washed 3 times. Each time the abdomen is squeezed as above. The mustache and the nails are clipped, and when the body is clean, it is wrapped in 3 white cotton sheets, covering all parts of the body and perfumed with incense. If the body is still unclean, ablution must be extended to 5 to 7 times, after which the body is dried with a clean cloth. Men's hair should not be combed, while that of a woman is to be braided by 3 chains and left hanging down behind her, as done to the Prophet's daughter. Number 3, it is preferred to shroud men with 3 white sheets without a gown or imamah, which means the turban. Children in 1 up to 3 sheets, and women in 5 sheets. These sheets are loose. Number 1, a loose outer garment with sleeves slit in front. Number 2, khimar covering head and face. Number 3, izar, a sheet wrapped around the waist. And 4, 2 over all wrapping sheets. And here, the scholars mentioned, subhanallah, for the woman who is not hijabi. They mentioned that if you are not hijab in dunya, so we are covering you after your death. We will not bury you with uncovered head and uncovered body, subhanallah. Young girls can be wrapped with a gown and 2 sheets. A loose outer garment with sleeves slit in front. This is repeated. Okay, repeated this. Young girls can be wrapped with a gown and 2 sheets. Yes. The one who has the most right to wash the dead body of a man is his chosen guardian, if any, then his father, his grandfather, then the closest of his relatives. The woman is best washed by her chosen female, then the mother, the grandmother, then the closest one of her female relatives. The husband can wash the body of his wife and vice versa, because Alhamdulillah. Because Abu Bakr, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with him, was washed by his wife, and Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anh washed his wife Fatima radiallahu ta'ala, the daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, may Allah be pleased with her. So it is allowed for the man to wash his wife and the wife to wash her husband. Why? Because you find some madhab, no, it is not allowed. Why? Because at death, the relationship stop. Okay, but this is wrong. Yani. This is wrong. The death doesn't stop the relationship. Yani. She is my wife. After death, she is not my wife. This is wrong. Okay, we don't have authentic proof. Then he mentioned the funeral prayer, Salatul Janazah, saying Takbir, Allahu Akbar, 4 times, reciting Al-Fatiha after the first Takbir. Following the second Takbir, one prays for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as he does in Tashahhud. Then after saying Allahu Akbar for the 3rd time, one recites what is usually said in other prayers, like asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive all Muslims or any supplications he knows, preferably this. So what do you notice? There is no dua istiftah. Okay? The janazah will start immediately. Allahu Akbar. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay? And there is no second surah. There's no second surah. If you read second surah, it's okay. But generally without surah after Fatiha. So immediately Fatiha. No need for اللهم بعد بيني وبين خطاياي وكم بعد المشرق والمغرب. Why? Because the sunnah came like this, and yani, if you notice Salatul Janazah is something as a summary, yani, as something short. It is not the way like Qiyamul Layl. So what is the dua? Allahumma ighfir لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيي على الإسلام ومن توفيته منا فتوفوا على الإيمان اللهم لا تحرمنا أجره ولا تفتنا بعده. Which means, oh Allah, grant forgiveness to our living and our dead, and to those who are present and to those who are absent, and our young and our old folk, and to our males and our females, O Allah, whomsoever you grant to live from among us, help him to live in Islam, and whomsoever of us you cause to die, help him to die in faith. O Allah, don't deprive us of the reward for patience on his loss, and don't make us subject to trial after him. Or one could say, Allahumma ighfir lahu warhamhu wa'afihi wa'fu anhu wa akrim nuzulahu wa wassi' mudkhalahu waghsilhu بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقه من الخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس. Okay, the dua, which means the meaning, oh Allah, forgive him or her or them. It depends, yani, you know, in the janazah usually they mention 1 man, 1 woman, 2 men, like this. So it depends, okay? You make it plural, singular, for male, for female. And have your mercy upon him, protect him and pardon him, receive him with honor and make his grave spacious. Wash him with water, snow, and hail, and clean him from sins and wrongdoings, as is cleaned a white garment from impurity. Requite him with an abode more excellent than his, and with a mate better than his mate. Admit him to the garden, and protect him from the torment of the grave and the torment of the fire. Widen his space in his grave, and bring him light therein. O Allah, don't deprive us from his reward, and don't let us go astray after him. Then, after saying Allahu Akbar for the 4th time, one turns his head to the right, making taslim, and thus ending the funeral prayer, which means 1 taslim. Okay. In India, you do 2 taslim. Okay. Huh? Some places, okay, it's okay. If you do 2 taslim, it's okay. Here in Kuwait, the practice, we do one taslim. Yeah, it's okay. If you do, there is hadith, 1 taslim, hadith, 2 taslim. So 1 taslim, 2 taslim, it's okay, inshallah. It is best to raise one's hand while saying Allahu Akbar. يعني about raising the hand with takbir. Okay, we say takbir 4 times, but do we raise the hand? Okay, for the first time, yes, takbir al-ihram, Allahu Akbar. But for the second, do we raise or not? Some scholars say you raise, some scholars say we don't raise. Okay, why? Because يعني the proof is not clear. يعني there is no clear hadith that the Prophet ﷺ raised his hand in the janazah. طيب, but there is a narration that Abdullah ibn Umar or some of the Sahaba did that, radiyallahu ta'ala. Regarding the Prophet ﷺ, there is no clear hadith. He raised his hands in the takbir of the janazah, alayhi salatu wassalam. But from the understanding, okay, the general rule that we raise hands with the takbir. So if you raise, if you don't raise, it's okay, inshallah. طيب, in the case when the dead is a child or an infant, the following dua made. O Allah, make him a preceding reward and a reserve treasure on the day of judgment for his parents, a one whose intercession would be granted. O Allah, make of him an excess and the measures and the rewards granted by Allah to his parents. Let him join the company of the righteous believers and make him under the care of Ibrahim, and protect him by your mercy from the torment of the blazing fire. The position of the Imam and the funeral prayer. The tradition is for the Imam to stand right next to the head of the body if it is a man, and to the middle of the body if it is a woman. If the dead were many, men, women, male and female, children in one funeral, the following positions are to be taken. The men right in front of the Imam, the women further towards the Qibla, the male children are between the men and women and more towards the men, while the female children follow women further down in that direction of Qibla. All of the dead bodies are to be laid parallel to those praying. The bodies are to be arranged such that the head of the male child lies next to that of a man, while the middle of a woman lies next to the head of a man. The head of the female child lies next to the head of a woman. So if this is the male and this is the female, so I am the Imam. So this is the head of the male and this is the middle of the female. So the Imam toward the head of the male, the middle of the female. In front of me, the male, then the female. Okay? And if there is a male child, he should be next to the man. The female child next to the woman. Okay? And for the woman, as I said, the middle. For example, there is only one woman, so I should be in the middle of the woman. Okay? The followers of Imam are to stand behind him, just as in other prayers. It is acceptable for one to stand to the right of the Imam if he finds no place behind him. Okay, also because we don't do ruku' or sujood in the janazah. All praise due to Allah and His blessings and peace be upon His Prophet, His family, and His companions. A lesson given by Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Abdullah ibn Baz. Original translation by Khalid al-Awad, but I don't know which translation you have. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have His mercy upon Sheikh ibn Baz, rahimahullah ta'ala. Yani, you notice it is summarized book, but yani, mashallah, beneficial.